G'day everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to episode 10 of this FIFA 23 Arsenal Career Mode series. Make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe, really helps me out. And yeah, getting into episode 10 now, you would have seen at the end of the last episode, we're going to be looking to bring in another player. First, we're going to quickly check the standings. As you see, we're 4 games behind Liverpool, 12 points total, and then 7 points behind Manchester United. But I think we have a run in us, and I think we can possibly challenge still. I mean, it's going to take a while, but I think we can catch them because no one's really out of the picture yet. But that man is going to be Declan Rice. I was looking through a lot of different midfielders, seeing who we were linked to and who I'd like to bring in. And I've decided I want to bring in the Englishman, Declan Rice. I think he'd be a great addition to the team. He can basically take over or be a sub for Xhaka or Partey. I think he's going to remain on the bench for most of the season and just come in like as a super sub second half. And then next year, I think I'll give him the starting role. But I mean, you can let me know in the comments if I should just start him straight away, which is probably what I should do. But I'm just a bit more loyal to some of my players. So I'm going to bring him off the bench to start with. And then next year, maybe I'll just train him up to be a central midfielder instead of a CDM. And he can play a bit more forward and take over that box-to-box role. But yeah, you see here, David Moyes says yes to 48.5 mil for him. So I got him a bit cheaper than I was expecting, which is always good and it saves me a bit of money, and hopefully I can use that to go ahead and make a couple more better deals. But I'm also going to be looking to move out certain players as well, especially ones who aren't with us anymore in real life. You see there, we get the rating of only a C for Declan Rice, but I think it was definitely worth the money. And here you see that his overall, he's actually a 86. I don't know why it says 85. I guess he's an 85, but I'm pretty sure it showed me 86 just before. But yeah, he's definitely an upgrade over Sambi Lokonga, who was really my backup midfielder. Yeah, the first game we're going to be getting into is a game against Fulham. Got to watch out for Mitrovic. He is a star forward, especially in the the league below the Premier League. He just dominates that one, and then comes up to the Premier League, and it's a bit harder for him, but he still does decently well. But I'm actually going to chuck him straight into the starting lineup here. There's a bit of fitness issues, and I'm going to just roll with it. I think I'm going to put him at CDM, begin with, and move Partey forward. See, Xhaka's a little bit tired, so that's the reason for that. And then we also have Tierney, who's going to hit the bench with Zinchenko, and Tomiyasu as well. So I just like rotating the side around a little bit as I'm setting my super subs there. Yeah, Fulham should be getting the 3 points against Fulham, let's be honest here. So hopefully Declan Rice can make a good first impression and we get the 3 points, and that'll start our charge toward the second half of the season. We are still in both the FA Cup and the Europa League, so hopefully can win one, if not both, of those trophies. And obviously the Premier League's a long way away, and it's going to be really hard to catch up, but if we can win that trophy, that'll be definitely the best of the lot. But here comes Fulham now on the attack first through Mitrovic. He plays it back, but he gets it again here and he shoots. And Gabriel, I thought, was going to block that shot with ease. But Mitrovic has just found the perfect spot, and he's hit it past Ramsdale as well. And Ramsdale's been a bit on and off. I feel like some games he has absolute worlds, and then others is just a bit inconsistent. But we're on the attack now. Nearly score past our former goalkeeper in Leno, but he makes a good save. And that was really it for the first half. It was a pretty dead game. But you see here Martinelli, the young Brazilian, doesn't pass it to Jesus, but he gets it to Saka, and Saka's going to cut back on his left. And a good finish there, although I think Leno made it look better than what it was. I think Leno should actually be doing a lot better there, keeping that out. But, you know, it's goalies in FIFA, and they're either super OP or super dodgy. And Saka again comes forward, and that finish I thought was actually better than his goal-scoring one, but it hit the crossbar, so I guess you can't really say it was. But here we go to Thomas Partey on a beautiful run, and he hits it across Leno and scores, and I think he might have just won the game for us there as we take a late lead. You see the celebrations and the scenes, and we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up, winning a game away from home, so you can't ever complain about a win on the road. And it's going to put us up 2-1, and what a much-needed goal that was to seal the 3 points. See the XG there, it was a very low-scoring XG game, so quite boring for all the fans, and that's why there was hardly any highlights for you guys, because there wasn't anything to see. But a win's a win, and we're going to advance now. Our next match is going to be up against Norwich in the FA Cup. First, we have a bit of transfer business to do. We finally got rid of Cedric, just wasn't any spots for him. We just brought in a young right back to basically take over his position because Cedric wasn't getting time anyway. Being behind Ben White and Tomiyasu, there's no reason to keep another aging right back who's already not as good as the other two. So we're going to be sending him out, getting a little bit of money in for that. And then we're going to take on Norwich here with Timu Puki, who is quite a decent striker himself. So we've gone from Mitrovic to Puki, but we should be getting the win here again. But also what I've decided to do is change the formation. I've actually gone with basically the formation I think we're using in real life, which is just the 4-3-3, but instead of Odegaard being an out-and-out cam, he's just another central type midfielder, but he will get forward more than the others. And then Kedia starts this game off here with a good finish there. And again, I don't know what the keeper was doing. Didn't look great at all, and he's just let that one in. But Norwich now, just before the end of the half, they get it to Pookie. Pookie's going to hit one, but Matt Turner, the American goalie, with a great save, showing my faith in him has been rewarded. And there we get it to Trossard, and Trossard scores. Trossard's just a great player to come off the bench or play as your winger in your second team, because he's just quality, and I love playing with him. And there we get across to Nketiah, and Nketiah scores, and this one's going to be all over. 3-0 already. And Nketiah does the celebration. As we get to Sambi now, Trossard to Tierney. Are we going to get one more before the end of the game? Just to rub it in. Tierney's going to whip it. Reece Nelson diving header. We get to Vieira, and Vieira scores. The overhead kick. What a finish. I thought for sure he was offside, but he wasn't. And he's going to do a little celebration there as well. And that's one of the goals of the season. I thought for sure he was offside, but I did check the replay and he wasn't. And what a finish that was. Can't really blame the keeper for not keeping that one out. But again, there you see we dominated. 15 shots to 3. Just another great game and a clean sheet. You always like to see a clean sheet. See there, Liverpool actually drew with a lower league side. You see here, Reece Nelson is going to make his way out of the club for now. It's only a loan, just a short-term loan, 6 months. But his time could be running out. He's age 25 now. I mean, sorry, not age 25, that was Jesus, but he's not as young as you'd think now. I remember seeing him when he came down to play in Australia. He looked like he was going to do the next big thing, but unfortunately it just hasn't worked out for him. He's played quite a few games in the first team, but hasn't been able to maintain his spot. But he has been given an opportunity here and there, but it is hard when you're playing up against the likes of Saka in your team and Martinelli. There's just not much room for error. It's going to be a rivalry game now. We're going to be going up against Tottenham. It's actually going to be Tottenham on the attack first here through Heung-min Son, and he just does my guys dirty there. And I'm almost glad he scored that one, because if he didn't, I think for sure he was getting a penalty there and possibly a card as well. They go up 1-0. So not a good start. And you see the ball just ricocheting around everywhere. Kane tries to take a shot. Gets blocked, but for some reason the ref's given a penalty. I don't think there was anything in that. Like, questionable refereeing. Where's the VAR when you need it? It's going to be Harry Kane on penalties. And just like the World Cup, he's going to mess this one up. But Ramsdale makes a good save there. Just managed to guess right. And he kept it out. Which I'm very happy with. So it makes it still a one-score game. And Odegaard's going to play a little 1-2 here with Saka. Saka's going to cut it back, and Jesus, and just to finish it there, Saka fizzed it into him, and Jesus was good enough to direct it goalward, and he ties the game up 1-0. We're on the attack again, but it gets stolen there by Basuma and Harry Kane. The target man's going to hold it up, wait for his runners. Gets it to Højbjerg, to Kulishevsky, who I'm quite like Kulishevsky, and he plays a great pass back to Højbjerg, and Højbjerg's going to score and put Tottenham back in front for the second time this game. And Odegaard tries to dink one over, gets blocked. Thomas Partey gets it to Jesus, to Saka. To Jesus, sees Odegaard. Odegaard's going to stop. He's got time. Plays it to Xhaka, and Xhaka's just going to run through and score. I don't know what the Tottenham backline was doing there. They kept backing off. I mean, they were almost on the goal line with the keeper instead of attacking the ball. And now we're in stoppage time. We're looking for a winner, but Saka gets it stolen there. And that's going to do it. I thought for a second we were going to steal all 3 points, but we come away with just the 1. But it's better than none. So I will take that, especially after being down twice in the game. But it is a little bit disappointing considering it was at the Emirates. where we should be taking care of business against any team really at our home ground. It should be a fortress. But back in the transfer market now, not too much longer to go in the transfer month. I'm going to bring in this guy who we brought in real life, so that's the reason I've gone out and tried to sign in. As you see there, I don't know his overall, but his value is at around 4 mil, so I'm always going to try and save a little bit. But they want 5, and I'm going to say no thank you, and I'm going to go down to 4.1, so basically his value, and they're going to accept that one. So not expecting this guy to really feature in any first team games for us. I mean, first team as in, he won't be in my first 11, but he'll definitely be a solid backup and will feature in some lower level competition type games, or I could just load him out and bring him back in the future. As you see there, he's 22 years of age and 72 overall, so he does have a little bit of potential, but I don't see him making a huge splash when he makes the team. But our last bit of business in this episode is going to be El-Neni. We're going to sell him, get him out of the club. We get an A for an excellent deal. He was just a good squad player, but his best playing days were behind him, so I decided to let him go. He's going to go to another Premier League side, so we might see him again shortly. Yeah, that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Really helps me out. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.